Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. In today's video, we're going to be going over ticker symbol CRM Salesforce. Now this order that you're looking on the screen right now purchased on April 5th, about a week or two ago. I bought 100 shares of Salesforce for $21,500, a limit order for 215 each. Now for me in my portfolio that currently sits a little over 30,000 and some change, this is the largest order I've ever made. And I have to say I am extremely confident about my decision to purchase this company. So in this video, we're going to go over a lot of different slides, a lot of different information, and this is actually going to be a two-part video where we're going to go over the business of Salesforce, what the opportunity is looking forward. The first part is mostly going to be talking about the business in general. Why is it such a compelling value proposition? All the 360 offerings that they have to offer, including some of the acquisitions, including the new ones like a Slack, for example, that they spent billions of dollars acquiring. But we're also going to give some examples on this YouTube video to give you an idea of what Salesforce 360 actually is. Because looking at all these individual businesses, there's a lot. Trying to go over each and every one of them, this video would have to be like 5 hours long. So to give a brief overview, we'll give you an example through this YouTube video. And as always, we're going to be using a chart on M1 Finance, which is the referral platform that I use. The referral program usually goes anywhere from as low as $10 up to $50 to get signed up. We've had 121 people sign up so far, so if you could please sign up, the link is down below in the description to help support my channel, and you could use it to buy some Salesforce stock. So if we go over to the research tab here, and we search ticker symbol CRM, okay, and we expand the data, and we pull up the 1-year chart. In the last year, Salesforce is down 18.36%. Year to date, since January 1, it is down 25%. Now on the longer term, on the 2-year and 5-year charts, the company has grown massively, and since then its stock price has followed. But recently, we're finally at a dip, because you can see that since about late 2020, about September of 2020, this stock prices went nowhere. It's actually downtrended. It's been anywhere from the mid 200s, at one point even breaking 300 plus in about November of last year in 2021. And now today I bought it for 215, and today it trades at 189. Now if you look at the stock price, you would think in the last several years, especially in the last 2 years or so, you would probably think that the business has faltered. But actually, on the contrary, if you look at its revenue growth quarter after quarter, it continues to hit record revenue after record revenue, and we're going to go over why this is. So thank you for tuning in. If you're interested in Salesforce, please leave a comment down below, give me some of your feedback, and hopefully you watch both parts of this video. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Salesforce 360.
Meet Salesforce Customer 360, our entire portfolio of technology, uniting your teams on one CRM platform to create seamless customer experiences. This is Ben, the owner of a regional grocery store chain. Say hi, Ben. And this is Alpine Brands, a global...
So this is an example of what I'm talking about. It's going to give you individual specific examples for with Ben here, the grocery store chain. But look at all these different segments. Then this example, it's going to show the 5 different segments that he uses, which like we mentioned, we have a lot more that they offer. This is just a quick example.
Snack food company. Alpine is going to use Customer 360 to help Ben sell more snacks, which grows both of their businesses. First up, the marketing department, which uses Tableau to visualize data, spotting demand for healthy snacks in a few new cities.
So first off, let's go back there. So right here, this analytics platform, this is another one of Salesforce acquisitions. They have acquired dozens of companies over the last decade or so, and this is just one example of how they use their marketing and analytics tool to help support businesses.
Don't worry, Ben. They don't taste too healthy. The marketing team runs social and digital ads to consumers in those markets. They also segment their list of retailers to identify stores, like Ben's, that will most benefit, and bring them into a personalized email journey. Ben not only learns about the snacks, he can also update his preferences right from the email. Meanwhile, the commerce team has been creating...
So stopping right there, the marketing team, they have social media tracking for both consumers and for businesses. So they can keep up to date with where people are spending their money, where customers are going, the type of habits that they use, and they can adjust that specifically for a Salesforce 360 customer to give them an advantage. And now this transition to the next part of 360.
Dynamic shopping experiences that are easily published everywhere, helping Alpine scale its business. And since commerce is connected to marketing and sales,
Want to pause real quick. I know I'm pausing a lot, but I'm trying to give an explanation of what you're looking for here. So if we go back to this screen, if you've ever used Shopify or if you ever shopped on it, and a lot of times, anytime you go on, say, a social media platform, especially like a TikTok or a Facebook, and you pull up a one item or a few item store, a lot of time it's Shopify. This, in a way, is kind of like Salesforce version of that, where their commerce platform gives their customers an advantage for creating a platform seamlessly. If you've ever used Shopify, which I have, it's incredibly simple to build a business pretty much from scratch, and this is Salesforce version of that.
Ben can do all of his ordering on a personalized site. The site uses
Right there, Slack. This is the new recent acquisition that they just closed on, and they just started receiving some of the revenue and profits from Slack. Slack is a communications platform where all of their customers, all of the employees that Ben here has, he can communicate with, and this is it's similar to Microsoft Teams. If you've ever used Microsoft Teams, it's very similar to that of Slack, and that's what Salesforce owns.
to marketing and sales. Ben can do all of his ordering on a personalized site. The site uses AI to recommend quantity.
Right there, another example. So not only do they set up this commerce platform, but right there, the Einstein, the little animated Einstein character, uses AI and analytics to suggest what would be most optimal for your business based on the demand that, once again, we saw earlier, that the marketing division was able to use AI and social media tracking to estimate the demand for its products.
For his stores, which makes placing an order a no-brainer. Good call, Ben. Next, we say hello to Sales, who was alerted of Ben's order and prompted to call him with special marketing offers.
Hi, Ben. Tila from Alpine Brands.
Hey, Tila, what's going on?
Thanks for your order. I'd love to send you some promo materials for the launch.
That sounds great.
Great call with Ben. Send him promo materials.
After the call, the sales rep can easily capture all of her notes from wherever she is. And behind the scenes, we have IT holding it all together. IT connects the purchasing data to the inventory system with MuleSoft, which integrates data from anywhere to keep the business connected.
MuleSoft, another acquisition, I believe in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, is when they acquired MuleSoft. And once again, another wonderful business that integrates with this whole 360 system and how IT is able to use that.
A few days before launch, all of the promo materials arrive. Deep breaths, Ben. Ben, meet Bot. Bot's a great listener.
Hi, robot friend. How should I use all these materials?
The Bot shares helpful marketing tips
Love to update my order quantity.
and connects Ben directly with a customer service agent.
Hello, Ben. How can I help?
Right there, another part of 360. As if we haven't shown you enough examples of how the 360 can help every factor of the business, this brings you to yet another part of Salesforce, their service department.
The agent can see all of his customer history and update the order in real time.
You got it. Ken for Ben.
He helps Ben out and also points him to Trailhead, where he can take free courses to keep his business on track. The new products launch. They're a great success. I'd say that calls for a victory snack. And that's how, with a single view of his business, Alpine Brands creates an experience that helps Ben every step of the way. Discover the power of Salesforce Customer 360, helping you bring your customers and company together from anywhere.
Okay, so basically you get the point. The 360, which once again, like I said, this only showcased part of their products. They go so in depth, and like I said, this is the full overview from sales, service, marketing, commerce, analytics, integration, Slack, the brand new one, platform, industry, safety, sustainability, partners, Einstein AI, experiences, truth, success. We only saw about 6 or 7 in that video of everything that they have to offer, like their Tableau analytics that you're seeing right here. But basically, you get the point. What their system does is it ingrains every factor of the business from start to finish, from employment to marketing the products, to actually selling the product themselves. Once they sell it, they deal with the commerce to decide what to order. They deal with the AI, deciding how should you order them, what's the most optimal time, the type of products to order. It also has social media tracking for the customers that they're marketing to. What is the best time to sell to these customers? What customers are more interested in this product over that product? And then once it actually receives to you, they have a service department. Hey, I have an issue with my product. Hey, I ordered too much. They have a service department for that. Anytime throughout this whole process that you need to communicate with employees, that you need to communicate with customers, they have their communications platform. They have Slack. They have analytics. So if you want to project future income, if you want to project future revenue, future growth, whatever, they have Tableau. They have MuleSoft. They have all these different products. And I hope you can really get a grasp for how ingrained this company gets inside of other people's businesses. Every single factor, every single step, that is why it is called the 360, a full portfolio of products. What they originally started with is what you see on the screen right here, the sales, right? If you look at the sales, it is on top. That is their flagship product. That is why it's called Salesforce. They originally started with just sales, and then they added one by one all of these different product offerings. And now their sales, I have personally used at a previous employer of mine, and it was incredible. That's actually how I ended up finding this investment. I ended up using Salesforce years ago when I worked in insurance sales, and it was very, very good. And I remember thinking, wow, this is incredible. And then the insurance company that I was using was paying a monthly fee, and they were paying quite a bit, if I'm being honest, for all those sales leads, okay? Now, I only used the sales, and so I didn't realize all of what Salesforce 360 had to offer. And once again, this was also years ago, long before they had, Tableau, before they had Slack, and they didn't utilize all their products. Now that you understand what all this company has to offer, how ingrained it gets into the business, now we can start to look at the opportunity moving forward and why I think this is going to be a compelling value opportunity, okay? So now that we've seen Salesforce 360, I showed this at the beginning of the video, but the revenue growth has been absolutely just astounding for this company. $3 billion in revenue in the quarter of fiscal year 2019, first quarter, and ever since then, it has just been absolutely just killer. Every single quarter beating that of the last, and that is the power of subscription-based revenue. Even notice here, in the worst time ever, this is during the pandemic. Their fiscal year reporting is a little weird, so I actually think of this as calendar year. At the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, so this is right at the pandemic hit. Even during this time, 4.851 to 4.865, they still grew revenue. Even during the worst case scenario, at the peak of when they first announced the pandemic, they still were able to grow revenue just a little bit. But anyways, you see the point, went from 3 billion to 4 billion, 5, 6, and now they're doing over 7 billion in revenue a quarter. Now, what I want to do is I want to showcase the annual charts real quick. What's more impressive is that if we pull up the revenue for the annual charts that go way further back, on an annual basis, you get a better idea of how massive the growth has been. 4 billion in revenue in 14, 5 billion in revenue in 15, 6 billion in revenue, up to 8 billion in revenue, 10 billion in revenue, 13 billion in revenue, 17 billion, 21 billion, and then last year they just closed out the last quarter of 2021 with 26 billion in revenue. So you can see from 2014, they have roughly 6.5x their business from 2014 to 2022 in less than a decade. That is incredible. In terms of net income, now I want to say that this does look a little bit frothy. I know that the numbers are a little bit messed up because of all their acquisitions, and I know that they are diluting shareholders slightly right now to pay their developers, but you can see the general trend over time from their net income originally being negative, being a money loser, to now they're becoming a money winner. In 2014, they were losing money, same in 15, 16. They started to turn profitable, but it was really small, only a couple $100 million a year. Then we started reaching the billions, and then last year in 2021, they had 1.4 billion in pure profit. And the same thing goes if you look at this from a margin basis. I think this gives a better overview. And if you look at the trend, generally speaking, some years are a little higher, some are a little lower. But if you look at the overall trends in terms of the profit margins, in 2014, they were doing -5 and 4% profit margins. And now their average profit margin in the last couple of years has been anywhere from about 5 up towards of even 19%. So very, very high profit margins. And this leads me to why they're growing. And this is about to lead us into part 2, where I'm going to break down the individual segments and how big the market opportunity is. But the main reason is because they have all these clouds that stack on top of each other. A lot of time, a customer will start with just one. And their most popular, obviously, is their sales. It's what they've been using the longest. They didn't have to acquire this. They started this organically with their own developers. Now, over time, as people use more and more clouds, they obviously become more and more profitable because they pay them more on a monthly basis. Now, I wanted to show a final result here. I wanted to show the economic margins and how this works. This is very simple. Obviously, As the lifetime value of a customer increases, as they offer more products, the unit economic margins will increase. Now, if you want to screenshot this or you want to pause it or whatever, this is the formula of what they use for the unit economic margins. They take their attrition rate, their cost to book, their cost to service, and then you get a unit economic margin. What it takes for them to get a customer, to maintain that customer, and keep on getting revenue and profit from them. This is what it looks like from fiscal 18 from fiscal 2022. Now you can see the fiscal year 2022 unit economic margin was 41%. Now year over year, in just 1 year, this increased 200 basis points, which is the fancy way of saying 2%. So for every year as of late that they've been having this unit economic margin, how they calculate servicing their customers, it's been improving 2%, which obviously is a good thing, which leads to more profits in the future. Now, this is going to be the end of part 1. What we're going to go over in part 2, right here on this slide where it shows all the different clouds that have to offer, we're going to show not only how Salesforce as a business operates and as a business is growing, we're going to talk about the market opportunity as a whole, how they're doing against their competitors, what the TAM, the total addressable market, looks like moving forward, and more importantly, all these different clouds, all these little bitty tiny businesses that they own and grow into massive adoptive SaaS companies, how each and every one of these businesses are growing well into the double digits, which leads to overall growth that makes this chart look like this. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. I'll be posting it very soon. If you didn't use M1 Finance, if you haven't signed up already, please get some free referral money and help support me and my channel for posting videos like this. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.